Here's the third question in our inverse function workshop. And let's just do it. Here it is. G of x is equal to 3 to the x power. Write down the equation of the inverse of g in the form y equals. Well, the first thing you do, y equals 3 to the x, you switch x and y, and they give you a mark for writing x equals 3 to the y. Now to do the next step, in order to put it in the form of y equals, you have to know about logs. And you have to know that an exponent really is a log. So y is the log to base 3. You see, this is the base 3 of x, and that's your answer. The log to base 3 of x. Y is the log. An exponent is the log. And you go the log to base 3 because that's the base. The log of x to base 3 is equal to y. That's it. Now the next question sounds really hard, but it's really, really easy. It says the graph of h is translated to form g. What would I do to h to turn it into just 3 to the x? Well, I'd have to add 4 here. And when you add 4 to a parabola, you know, when you add 4, what you're doing is you're moving 4 units to the left. When you add 30 degrees in a trig function sort of thing, when you add 30 degrees in there, you actually go the opposite direction. And if it's a parabola, if you add 4 there, you actually go 4 to the left. And if this disappeared, so that's what I would do. I'd have to add 4 there. I'd go 4 to the left. But here, if this is gone, there's no 2 there. If I had a translation, I must have subtracted 2. I just went 2 down. So in here, it's kind of the opposite. So the answer, the transformation is 4 units to the left and 2 units down. So all you do, we're going to take this point P, and they ask write down the coordinates of P, which is the image on G. Well, what you do is you just take away 2 from 11. That's 9. And then if you go 4 to the left, you take away 4 from the 6 to get to 2. So your image is 2 and 9. That's the image, the transformation of 6 and 11, because you need to go 4 to the left and 2 down. So you take away 4 and you go 2 down. That's what you'd have to do to turn this into 3 to the x. Okay, let's look at the next question. The next question says, whoops, I went the wrong way. The next question says, you've got this graph here. You've got this graph, and it's y equals 2 to the x plus something, plus p, plus q. And you know that 3 and 16 is a point on this function here. But they tell you the asymptote is y equals minus 16. Well, what they've done is they've told you that q is minus 16. That is the asymptote. So you could write down y equals 2 to the x plus p, a minus 16. But look, they've given you a point. When x is 3, y is 16. So that's what you do. Let's take a look at the memo. We know that q is equal to minus 16, and we know x is 3 and y is 6 and y equals 16 is a point. So we can put 16 in for y, 3 in for x, and we know q is minus 16. So we just have to solve this. This shouldn't be so hard. We add 16, we get 32. Well, that's 2 to the 5th power. And p plus 3 equals 5. P must be 2. So there you go. There's the answer to C. There's C. Oh, done. Hey, they often do that. Give you a point and you stick it into the formula that they give you. And that's all there is to it.